Hello, church. So here is our devotional for Thursday, May 28th, 2026. Today we conclude chapter 4 of Ecclesiastes. Once again, we'll have some commentary from Towner. I'd said yesterday that for him, he breaks out through verse 8 of chapter 4 as a part of this previous section on justice and death. We're stepping into a new segment for him, and he'll be talking a little bit about some of what we'll be hearing. So we begin with our NRSV. And actually, I'll say that I need to double check, but I think we also hear part of this proverb in Song of Solomon with a 3-chord strand not being quickly broken. And Towner does talk about the quotation of a popular proverb and then kind of interpretation within Kohelet for this part. We begin at verse 9. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their toil. If they fall, one will lift up the other. But woe to one who is alone and falls and does not have another to help. Again, if 2 lie together, they keep warm, but how can one keep warm alone? And though one might prevail against another, 2 will withstand one. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. Better is a poor but wise youth than an old but foolish king, who will no longer take advice. One can indeed come out of prison to reign, even though born poor in the kingdom. I saw all the living who, moving about under the sun, follow that youth who replaced the king. There was no end to all those people whom he led. Yet those who come later will not rejoice in him. Surely this is also vanity and a chasing after wind. And a little bit of commentary. And there's you probably heard the break. So the whole section he's dealing with is 9 through 16. But we have this change in kind of topic, and he'll get into that in a minute. This passage opens with pairs of people. Here are explored the virtues of companionship, perhaps even marriage and teamwork. The imagery of verses 10 to 12 suggests travel, though the falling of verse 10 may be metaphorical for failing. The shift from ordinary narrative description to the metaphor of the 3-stranded cord suggests that at least verse 12b is another popular proverb. Altogether, these 3 verses offer a positive alternative to the envy-driven rivalry declared absurd in 4:4, which was our devotional yesterday. Verses 13 to 16 also focus on 2 persons, a wise youth juxtaposed to a foolish king. And then a little side note from him. As the NRSV notes indicate, the Hebrew text seems to include both a first and a second successor to the original king. And so there were some footnotes in that he is referencing. The Joseph-like jail to throne motif of these verses is enhanced in the NRSV by considerable emendation of the obscure Hebrew text. That means some of the notes are the Hebrew is uncertain. The result fits the context, however. The fame and power based on popular acclaim is evanescent. The doubting syndrome of the teacher reasserts itself when he points out that even the success of the youth who replaced the king is of limited duration, and that hopes for generations yet to come to continue to grant him enduring praise are merely chasing after wind. So much for the enduring legacy of Joseph, wise vizier to the Pharaoh. And yeah, if you didn't catch that reference, so Genesis finishes up with the story of Joseph and being betrayed by his brothers and then coming into power. But then Joseph is forgotten and the Hebrews are enslaved, and that sets the stage for Exodus. All right, so here is our Peterson, and you'll hear where the break is because he does refer to the three-strand. He uses three-stranded rope here. It's better to have a partner than go it alone. Share the work, share the wealth, and if one falls down, the other helps. But if there's no one to help, tough. Two in a bed, warm each other. Alone, you shiver all night. By yourself, you're unprotected. With a friend, you can face the worst. Can you round up a third? A three-stranded rope isn't easily snapped. A poor child with some wisdom is better off than an old-fashioned, but is better off than an old but foolish king who doesn't know which end is up. I saw a youth just like this start with nothing and go from rags to riches, and I saw everyone rally to the rule of this young successor to the king. Even so, the excitement died quickly. The throngs of people soon lost interest. Can't you see it's only smoke and spitting into the wind? So that's it for our Thursday devotional, and we'll be continuing in Ecclesiastes 5 when we catch you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.